After what feels like an eternity of rumors and speculation, DJI is finally, officially, jumping into the 360 camera ring. The specs for the Osmo 360 are out, and on paper, they are aiming straight for the crown. But the real question is, do its groundbreaking dual 1-inch sensors and absolutely massive battery life actually make it the new king of 360 cameras? Or is this all just hype? We're about to find out. This is a shot fired directly at the Insta360X5, the camera that's been dominating the high-end 360 space. In this video, we're breaking down all the confirmed specs, putting those huge sensors to the test in the real world, and running a full battery drain to see if the Osmo 360 is truly the beast we've been waiting for. We're not just reading a spec sheet here, we're talking about what these numbers actually mean for you. Let's get into it. Alright, let's kick things off with the absolute heart of any camera, the sensor. For years, the Achilles heel of consumer 360 cameras has been their performance in low light and their dynamic range. Bright skies would blow out into a white mess, and shadows would just crumble into noise. DJI's answer is a set of massive, dual 1-inch CMOS sensors, one for each lens. So, what does that actually mean in the real world? Bigger sensors mean bigger pixels, to 0.4 micrometer pixels, to be exact, which can physically capture way more light. Combine that with a wide f1.9 aperture, and you're looking at a huge leap in image quality, especially when things get dark. We should be seeing cleaner, sharper footage with a lot less noise, and much more detail in the brightest and darkest parts of the image. DJI is claiming this setup improves image quality by up to 77% over standard 5.7K cameras, which is a pretty bold claim, and no asterisk. We're gonna test it. The resolution numbers are just as wild. The Osmo 360 stitches together 360-degree photos at a whopping 120 megapixels. For video, it's shooting native 8K at 30 frames per second. But what might be even more exciting for a lot of people is the single lens mode. You can shoot in 5K at 60 frames per second for super smooth action, or drop to 4000 to get a buttery smooth 120 frames per second with a massive 170-degree field of view. That is perfect for some seriously dramatic slow motion. To top it all off, everything can be shot in 10-bit D-Log-M color. For anyone who loves to color grade, this is a huge win. It gives you so much more flexibility in post-production to craft your look and pull back details that would be totally lost in a standard 8-bit file. This isn't just a small step up, it's a complete rethink of what a consumer 360 camera should be. Anyone who's ever used a 360 camera for a long day knows that feeling, that little knot in your stomach called battery anxiety. Shooting high-res 360 video just eats power, and carrying a pocket full of spares has always been part of the deal. Well, maybe not anymore. The DJI OSMO 360 ships with a 1950 mAh battery, and DJI claims it can record 8K video at 30 FPS for up to 100 minutes on one charge. Let me say that again, 100 minutes of 8K. That's a huge jump from the competition, where you're often lucky to hit 75 or 80 minutes. For a day on the slopes, a long trail ride, or capturing a whole event, that extra runtime is a lifesaver. But it gets better. DJI is also releasing an optional battery extension bar. When you pop this on, the total recording time gets boosted to a frankly insane 180 minutes. That's 3 straight hours of 8K footage. This accessory is also cleverly designed to be a mounting point and even supports wirelessly charging the camera while you use it. When you add in 300 USB-C fast charging, the whole system is built to keep you shooting, not waiting. This insane focus on battery life shows DJI is thinking about the real-world headaches creators deal with. This kind of power moves a 360 camera from being a specialty tool for short clips to a reliable cam you can count on for a full day of shooting. Look, a great sensor and a monster battery are fantastic, but they don't mean much without the smarts to back them up. And this is where DJI is pulling from its years of drone and gimbal expertise. First up, stabilization. DJI is bringing its legendary stabilization tech to the party with something called Horizon Steady 360. We all know how ridiculously good their drones are at keeping the horizon locked, and now that magic is inside this camera. That should mean incredibly smooth footage, no matter how much you're bouncing around. Next, usability. The camera has a magnetic quick-release system, just like the Osmo action cameras. This lets you swap mounts in seconds, which is one of those small things that makes a massive difference in your workflow. The camera body itself has a compact, flat design, which is a big change from the taller candy bar style of its rivals and should make it much easier to mount in tight spots. For solo creators, there are some killer features. It supports gesture and voice control that's apparently designed to work even with gloves on, perfect for action sports. There's also a dual lens capture mode that records forward and backward at the same time, letting you capture the action and your reaction simultaneously without any reframing fuss. And for the pros, DJI has included two huge features. First, leaks suggest native integration with the new DJI Mic 3 system, which would allow for dual-channel wireless audio with a reported ambient backup, a massive audio upgrade. Second is the ability to pull in third-party sports data. You can link your Garmin or Apple Watch and overlay things like speed, elevation, and G-force right onto your video. That's a pro-level touch for motorsports or cycling content. Hey, if you're finding this breakdown useful and you want to see how this camera actually performs when we get our hands on it, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. We go this deep on all the new camera gear, and our full head-to-head comparison is just around the corner. Okay, it's easy to get hyped up by the spec sheet, but let's get real for a second and talk about potential problems. High-resolution 360 cameras generate a crazy amount of heat, and overheating during a long shoot is a classic issue in this category. DJI says they've improved how it handles heat, but the very first thing we'll be testing is whether the Osmo 360 can actually hit that 100-minute 8,000 record time without a thermal shutdown, especially on a hot day. Software is the other huge question mark. Insta360 has spent years perfecting its app and desktop software, building a really intuitive ecosystem with powerful AI tools. DJI's Mimo app is good, but will it be as seamless and feature-packed for 360 editing right out of the box? The experience of reframing and sharing your footage is half the battle. And finally, durability. The Insta360 X5 has replaceable lens guards, which is a genius move for a camera meant to be in the thick of the action. You will have lens protection accessories, but we need to see how tough the camera is on its own and how it handles the bumps and scrapes that are just bound to happen. The Osmo 360's success won't just be about its specs, it'll be about how it handles these everyday challenges. So, after laying it all out, is the DJI Osmo 360 worth the hype? On paper, the answer is a massive, resounding yes. DJI isn't just dipping a toe in the 360 market, they're trying to cause a tidal wave. The combo of a class-leading sensor setup and truly next-level battery life solves two of the biggest problems for 360 shooters. Throw in DJI's rock-solid stabilization, smart features like native mix support, and a clever design, and you have a camera that looks ready to set a new standard. So, who is this for? If you're into adventure sports or travel vlogging, the epic battery life and stabilization make this a no-brainer. For pro content creators, the 8000 resolution and 10-bit color provide a level of quality that's been hard to find in this size. And if you're already in the DJI ecosystem, this is an incredibly tempting addition to your gear bag. The 360 camera war just got real. DJI has thrown down the gauntlet with a camera that challenges the competition on every single front. The Insta360 X5 is an incredible camera, but DJI didn't just come to play, they came to win. The king might just be dethroned. So what do you think? What's the one feature that has you sold? Is it the sensor, the battery, or something else? Let me know down in the comments. And if you want to see the ultimate showdown between the DJI Osmo 360 and the Insta360 X5, make sure you're subscribed, because you are not going to want to miss that video. Thanks for watching.